at how we can make a selection to fix this blue cast and use calculations to easily select this individual. So if we go to image calculations, it brings up this dialog. We want to make sure both channels are set to blue and our blending options color burn. You can cycle through the options and you'll see the difference. We're trying to create a mask, so we want it to be as dark as we can possibly get it in the first pass. And we have the result set to a new channel. You'll notice we need to clean up the face some, clean up the hair, and also fix the grayness in the top part of the image here. So we're going to say OK. You'll see our layer turns red, and that's because we have a channel selected now. So if we go to our channels tab, if you don't have channels displayed, you can come up here to window and turn on channels. So I had done this previously once before, so let me delete that one. If we look at our alpha 2 channel, yours will most likely be alpha 1. We see we have this image, but we need everything that we want to keep or mask. Well, in this case, we're going to make it black. You can use the burn tool and set it to shadows and crank up the exposure. So in this case, if we go to 100%, you can see that that's painting black. That'll take a little while, especially over the white. So the easiest thing to do is grab a black brush, and in the areas that you know you're safe, and I'm going to go ahead and make this a harder brush. Just go through. I'm going to just make sure some of those areas, in case there's some translucency, and we're going to get it as close without going over. Now I'll go ahead and finish with my burn tool. So I just burn it until it's completely black. Don't have to worry about spilling too much out into the shadows. If there's some residue of gray outside here, you will get a little burnout on the edges, but we can fix that. So now we want to get the rest of this white. So up here, the easiest thing to do is just grab a white brush, paint that in. I'm not going to get too close into the hair. Just clean up that. And if we zoom in, you can see we have a little bit overhang in the beard here. I'm not going to do that with a regular brush and along the edge of the suit. And then obviously up here in the hair area. So at this point, we're going to go and grab our dodge tool and set it to highlights. So that way only be affecting the brightest pixels. It'll leave everything that's pure black alone. And I'm going to set, let's go 35%. And here I'm just going to single click. I may lose a little hair, the finer strands, but I'm okay with that. And this brush is fairly soft. It's very soft. So that's why I'm not going completely against it. I'm just using the feathered edge. And I'm just cleaning up the edge here. Just picking, single picking. The more you click in the same spot, the more you're going to apply the effect. So we worked around that edge, come up to the hair, and I'm going to worry about the very top portion later. And we're going to work down. Just trying to get as clean a cutout as we can. Alright, so now I'm going to zoom back out, make it a little smaller so my brush can overhang because I'm using a soft brush. And just walk across the top of the hair. I'm going to go back over one more time. And again, I'm going to lighten that hair a little bit. And so this is what we want. Although we really need the inverse of this. So we could invert the mask. I'm not going to. go up to our RGB. This is our image, but we're still in the channels. If I use control, hold down control and pick on the mask, it selects, but it's selecting the white. So then I just can use inverse. So that's the inverse. If we go back to our layers panel, and then we click mask. If we hold down control and click new layer, it'll create a layer below it. Shift and backspace to fill, and fill with white. And there we have our cutout. Looks pretty clean. Maybe a little blue in through here, but nothing really worth worrying about. Hope that helps.